Today we have to talk about why I switched from my current $5,000 camera setup to this, the new DJI Pocket 3. Make sure to stay tuned till the end of this video because we're gonna go through some pros and cons that might make or break the DJI Pocket 3 for you on if you should be buying this as well. So first in this video, I'd like to touch on why I switched to the DJI as one of my main shooters for my content versus, a DSLR with a big lens on it like this 24-70. First point is less friction. One of the most important things that you can do is have good quality equipment, but with not a lot of friction, because a lot of the times what friction will do is it will limit how your creativity flows. When you have to worry about equipment and having all the cables and batteries and all these other things, a lot of the times that alone will keep you from creating. So the fact that it's literally pick up, put it in my pocket, and I have a 4K camera with me, that is a huge point. It takes away a lot of the friction and gets me motivated to enjoy and be more present in whatever video or piece of content I'm creating. Capabilities with the DJI Pocket 3 are a huge one for me. Another great point for me here is my golf content. It's such a big part of what I do. And this camera, being able to put it on a tripod and have that face tracking capability makes it a huge point for me. Instead of, just those dead, on tripod, no movement shots. This gives you basically a second shooter or somebody behind the camera. The compact nature of this as well, it's so nice because my golf bag with all my golf equipment and the launch monitors and all these different things, it's big, it's heavy, it's like 25, 30 pounds. So being able to not have to take another 5 pound or what it feels like 3 pound item is just super nice to be able to just put this in my pocket or slip it somewhere in the golf bag and we're on the go. It's super nice. So another great pro to the DJI Pocket 3. Touched on this in my last point, but the tracking, the dynamic tracking as well as the face tracking is huge. I am a solo YouTuber, I'm a solo golf content creator, so I don't have the budget to have videographers, to have editors and all these different things. So it's on me to be able to set up my tripod, to be able to grab my clubs off the bag, go up to my shot, hit my shot and not worry about missing the shot or having it framed weird. Because with the dynamic tracking on the DJI Pocket 3, it's gonna do it all for me. Set it up once and we're good, we're going. So that's another great pro, huge feature of the Pocket 3. The next one is travel. The DJI Pocket 3 is just so easy for travel. Literally have this, put the case on it, you have the carrying case and you're on the go. Such a small footprint. It's so easy. I have a couple trips planned up here in the next couple months and I'm really excited to take this. I have a golf trip to Arizona here in a couple weeks, as well as going to watch the Brazil play in the Copa America in the Copa America in Vegas against Panama, I believe. Or Paraguay, one of the two, doesn't matter. Being able to take this camera versus this, this is way more intimidating, whether you're going through security, customs, or you're just wanting to shoot in public. People are intimidated by cameras. Shooting with this, I'm holding this little guy up. It's cute, it's dinky. No one's really gonna be that weirded out. Obviously, if I'm recording myself, some people will look, but a lot of people are gonna be more hesitant to hold this guy up if they're vlogging. This huge camera, this is going to turn more heads, which can make more people be hesitant and not want to pull out their camera in a restaurant or at an event. Versus this guy, you just slip it out of your pocket, record really quick, put it back in your pocket. It's not a big deal. It's not this big camera with a big Rode mic or like a big shotgun mic on top of it. There's just a lot going on with these bigger DSLRs or mirrorless cameras. So to be able to have this in such a small footprint, it's just easier to pull out in public. But a lot of people are hesitant about being that vlogger that always has a camera in their face or big cameras in public. So huge pro for this guy. I will be making videos about my Arizona golf trip as well as my Brazil game. We got a big suite in the Allegiant Stadium where the Raiders play. It's gonna be sweet. We're gonna kind of just give you guys a look through that day, but I'm gonna be making videos. So if you guys want to see those videos, make sure to subscribe to the channel because they will be coming in the coming month. Hit the bell as well so you get notified when those videos drop. But overall, there are so many great features about the DJI Pocket 3. I'm gonna have to make a separate video going through, my 10 or 50 favorite tips and things about it. But these are just some of the main points and the main pain points that I had with a bigger, larger mirrorless or DSLR. Not very easy to transport and move, and there's so many supporting things that you have to have in accessories to get a good piece of content from it, right? You need a mic, you need to have batteries, you need to have lenses, you need to have all this stuff. But with this guy, it just makes it a lot easier. The main reason that this is going to be going on a lot of those travel or run and gun type of shoots, moving away from the bigger camera. Another video will be coming on that soon with just me running through a lot of my more in-depth. After I get a bit more reps in here and I shoot a lot more, I'll give you guys a more thorough and in-depth pro and con video of the Pocket 3. So even though I'm a huge fan of it already, there are a couple things that I think they could have improved on the design of the Pocket 3. So let's jump into some of my cons that I think could just make the Pocket 3 that much better. My first con is the filter system. They just use magnetic filters. So here's the wide angle. You have your ND filters. Obviously you have to purchase them. If you get the creator bundle, you do get the wide angle with it. Let's boot this guy up really quick. When you boot it up, the camera's gonna come out right. Let me show you guys here. You boot it up, you stick it on, and you're rocking and rolling. But there is one issue. If you forget that you have that on there, when you go to power it down, it's going to go into its shutdown sequence and it's going to knock that lens off. The lens does no longer sticks on there. So I think that they could have improved on the design, giving a bit more clearance here on the gimbal system, where if they would have given a bit more clearance here on this piece, you would have been able to just leave a wide angle or those filters on there and you wouldn't have to worry about it spinning off or getting knocked off. I think that is just a clunky part of the design that you have to remember every single time you power it down to pull a filter off, because then you're just always going to be getting fingerprints on it, and then the image isn't going to be good. So you're going to have to keep a microfiber towel on you or just shoot without any filters, which I want to use the manual functionality, being able to control shutter speed, ISO, all these different things. So that is just kind of a clunky little bit of the device, which I think could have been improved. The next point is the fixed battery. On the Pocket 3, you do have in the creator combo this extension battery. I do have a tripod on the bottom, but this is your extension battery, which gives you, I believe, another hour, maybe a little bit more than an hour of battery life. I think it's like 100 minutes or so. I could be wrong though. But this does extend the battery, but in the Pocket 3 itself, if you get just the Pocket 3, you have a fixed battery. You can't remove it, which I think is a con. I think it would have been nice to see something like a GoPro or the DJI Action 4 where you can remove the battery. I think that just makes it more run and gun and you don't have to worry about running out of battery on a shoot or when you're actually vlogging, right? Like, what do you do? Like, okay, guys, I have to find a wall plug or bring a portable charger to be able to plug it in. I think it would have been nice to just be able to have interchangeable batteries there. I probably at some point might be buying an extra battery extender just so I can not have to worry about that, but that's like 60 bucks, 60, 70 bucks, I believe. That's a con for me. Would have liked to see interchangeable batteries. I think that would have made it just that much better. Next one is the sturdiness of the device. I've heard mixed things. There's a couple of YouTubers that have talked about like, yeah, it's taken a couple spills and it's not too bad. But just, the nature of this device not having any protection on top makes you just want to be careful. It's not going to be a super rugged camera. It's not going to be an action camera, which I knew going into it, but it would have been nice to have a little bit more durability or just feel like you're not like so hesitant. Like the casing and everything is just made of plastic. That would have been cool if it was like some form of metal or, something that could have just given you that, oh, this is a bit more rugged. But again, that's it's a gimbal. If you mess with these components, you want to be careful in sand. If you're taking this to the beach or in the rain, this is not a waterproof device. There's open ports, like the SD card is open, the whole gimbal system. You want to be careful. You don't want to get this thing dropped in the sand or on dirt. Just be careful with it. Next point is this guy's quite expensive. For the creator combo at $669 plus, if you want to go with any protection plans, you want to get any ND filters, the black mist filter, it's not cheap. Obviously that is subjective to, your financial situation. Are you going to be making money with this or is it just going to be a hobby camera? It's not cheap either way. So I was debating on doing like an Action 4 and buying like a mobile gimbal that has AI tracking because I was thinking that was kind of a cool way to get a similar effect that this is, but I ended up just going with this guy. I think it's gonna pay off in the end. That's another point to consider, is the price point. Like, there's a lot of other things that you could do. You could get an action camera, which can do similar things, but you don't get that aperture 2.0, where on the Action 4, basically everything's gonna be in focus. So you won't have that depth of field and the capability to give more cinematic looks to your shots. So again, it's expensive, but it's nice. You get what you pay for. Before we get into our final conclusion, if you have found this video informational or helpful by any means, make sure to hit that like button. It really does help out the channel, and subscribe to the channel. We'll have a lot more videos coming out about the DJI, all the new equipment that I've been getting, and you know, just some good golf content and things like that. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video. It really does help me out more than you guys think, and I appreciate it. Let's get to our conclusion on if you should buy the DJI Pocket 3. So to answer the question that you guys have all been waiting for, should you buy and is it worth buying the DJI Pocket 3? My answer is yes. I definitely think that it is a great camera for run and gun, on the go shooting. There's so many capabilities, the ability to use the Mimo app and be able to control it from a remote location. You know, you could be away from the camera and still operate the gimbal in the camera settings and hit record. I think it is such a flexible and cool camera. It allows you to get more creative and do some very interesting things that you might not be able to do or be limited to do on a mirrorless camera. So yes, overall, yes. I think with the 1-inch sensor upgrade that they put on the Pocket 3 with great low light capability as well, I think that this is a great 4K camera. I think that there's a lot that you can do with this, and I think overall it's just a yes. I really like it. This is a great content creation or social media camera. If you're, you know, trying to go really hard and do professional work and you know you're working on sets, I wouldn't recommend showing up on set with just the DJI Pocket 3. That's just not gonna give yourself the professionalism and the look you want. You're definitely gonna want something a little bit bigger, a little bit more robust that can do a little bit more. This camera's very specific and falls into a certain niche. Not saying that I don't think it can't do professional work, it definitely can, but I think having this as a camera B or C is more appropriate if you're doing professional work and working with clients. I'm not getting rid of my Canon R6 Mark II. Like, I'm still gonna have it. It's still gonna be the one that shoots majority of my YouTube videos that are, you know, kind of sitting in my studio or in my office, stationary shots. I'm gonna obviously pick the $5,000 camera setup over the Pocket 3, right? But for run and gun style YouTube videos, like I said, it's very specific and it meets a certain need, right? Which is on the go, quick shooting. This is perfect for that. But for the stationaries, we're sticking with the R6. But yeah, guys, that's my conclusion of the DJI Pocket 3. It's worth it. It's a very cool camera. I'm really excited to get more reps in and see how much I can get out of this. If you like this video and got anything out of it, make sure to subscribe and like the channel, because we are going to be giving you guys updates on this. I'm not gonna leave you hanging. I'm gonna give you guys my honest opinion. These videos aren't sponsored, so I can say whatever I want. If you guys have questions or that you feel like I missed something that you've been curious about, make sure to leave comments. Ask me questions. I will reply to all my comments. You guys give good suggestions, I'll even make some videos on them. So make sure to leave comments if you have any questions. I appreciate you guys watching my rundown on why I switched from my on-the-go run and gun main camera being the Pocket 3 over the Canon R6 Mark II. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.